Hello, namaste, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It still feels really awkward to say that because I've never had any means of creating and posting content online, but my recent Instagram video has compelled me to do it because I have a lot of aspirants, a lot of people asking me about my education loan process. They want to know how I was able to, finance myself and how I managed everything. So in this video, I'm specifically going to be talking about that. So let's get started. My name is Dhanshree and I've just completed my master's from the University of Plymouth in the data science and business analytics stream. So it was actually year 2020 when I got to know about the government scholarship scheme option from a friend of mine uh, who had already secured that scholarship and was going to come to the UK in 2020, obviously 2020, because he applied in that year. And I've never before 2020 pursuing masters or further study for studying further was never in my plan because it was important for me. I was one of the prominent source of income. I was working at that time and I was one of the prominent source of income in my family. And it was really important for me to keep working, to help my family during that stage. So because this government scholarship scheme was going to cover 100% of your cost, which was your total tuition fees and living expense, I thought of giving it a shot. I kind of thought that I'll get this scholarship because I was able to meet like certain basic conditions. This scholarship unfortunately is only available for the students come from the underprivileged background or from the scheduled caste. And I tried for this and I applied and tried for the scholarship for 2 years, 2 consecutive years, but I did not get it. Obviously, because it's a government scheme, a lot of politics that happens. I had to it was a very tough process. It was not easy process because everything was manual. The application process was manual. No digital interface was involved. So I'll talk about that overall scholarship and my scholarship experience in some other video. But because fine, a scholarship was not the option that I used to finance myself. Um, I had told my father that I'll only go to the UK if I'll get the scholarship, and he was kind of okay for it because he knew that probably I'll forget about it if I don't get the scholarship. He kind of felt that, but in the process of like 2 years, as I said, I did not get the scholarship for 2 years. In the process, I got really attached to this dream of pursuing masters. It became very personal to me, and there were actually some personal reasons about which I'll maybe talk in some other video. But yeah, I got really attached to this dream and I did not want to give up. And it was actually 2022 when I thought that I will opt in for an education loan. Obviously, my father was not happy with this. Because it seemed impossible for them to get the education loan because because considering our background, we did not have any such assets. We still don't, but yeah. So when I thought of education loan option, nationalized banks were the first choice in my head. But nationalized banks like SBI or like Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of India, these banks, they do not provide an education. Yeah, see, if your loan requirement is above 7 lakh rupees, you need to and if you're applying for the loan in these nationalized banks, then you need to apply through a guarantor, like only your blood relatives, like your father can be your father if he's working and earning about, let's say, 40, 50,000. Like it depends on the bank. I do not claim to have the knowledge about the education loan process. Everything that I'm saying, I'm saying that from my experience. I really do not claim to have actual information regarding these banks and loan process, because terms and conditions when it comes to the banking, it keeps changing from year to year. So whatever I'm saying, it is just from my personal experience. Yeah. So applied for education loan in SBI, Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, but I did not get it because my loan requirement was above 7 lakhs, and my father's income, my father's salary alone was not enough for me to source the education loan from these banks. And we did not even have really valuable assets that we could mortgage and opt in for the education loan. So I had to drop the option of getting loan from these nationalized banks. There are certain advantages of getting a loan from these nationalized banks. First is the interest rate. The interest rate would be like lower than what finance companies provide. Second option is that they don't actually credit the amount in your account uh, before you before your visa is successful. So basically, when you apply for a education, when you apply for visa, I'm only talking about UK. I do not know about other countries. So in UK, if you are applying for a education visa, you have to show the tuition fees plus your living expense amount in your account prior. Now, in case of nationalized banks, they do not actually credit the amount in your account, but they just give you a certificate, like kind of certificate, which states that your loan is approved. And if your visa is successful, like a visa is not only based on the education loan, there are a lot of background checks that happen. So if your visa is successful, you get that education loan credited in your account, and they also credit it partially. For example, if you are if you are paying your tuition fees to the university by each term, then they'll release the amount accordingly. I think this is how the process was in 2022. I'm not sure how it is now, but anyways, the education loan, I was not able to get the education loan from the nationalized banks, and I was only left with one option, which was to get the loan from the NBFCs. So NBFCs are basically non-banking financial companies who are like really popular nowadays, because they have kind of made the loan application or the loan process accessible to a lot of you know they made this process very accessible, because their conditions are not as strict as the government or nationalized banks. But again, it has its own disadvantages, because the rate of interest would be horrible, would be really high when it comes to these NBFCs. They also do a lot of deductions. Like I'll make another video on that, because again, I do not want audience to see this NBFC education loan option as like a cherry on the top kind of option, or like a really great option of financing the education loan. It has its own disadvantages. But yeah, since since I was not able to get the education loan from the nationalized banks, I went for this option of NBFCs. Again, in NBFC, I applied, like I must have applied for I must have applied in like 5 to 6 finance companies, and I was getting like constant rejections, and I was really depressed. I had even give up on the hope of coming to the UK. But then again, as I said, these finance companies, they like they kind of ease up your loan application process. So for example, while in the nationalized banks it yeah, while in the nationalized bank it can be only your blood relative, blood, not even relative, it has to be only your father who can be your guarantor for your education loan. But in the non NBFCs, like they give an option to they give an option for your brother to be your financial co-applicant, your father, or like like a friend of mine, she has recently come to Germany to study, and she was able to actually get the education loan on her mama's salary, on her uncle's salary. So but yeah, as I said, and BFC has its own disadvantages, but in my case it worked. I'll tell you how. So although I was working, it was of no use, because if you are the student, they cannot give you an education loan on your salary, based on your salary, and my father's salary was not enough. And fortunately, my brother, he had started working by then. He was just graduated, he had started and he had started working. So it actually happened to be my brother and my father, who became financial co-applicants for my loan. And that is how I was able to get the education loan. We did not have any kind of property to mortgage, because basically if you have any kind of assets that you can show, they negotiate they allow you to negotiate with the interest rate and all. But unfortunately in my case, that was not the thing. And it was just because of my father and my brother's job why I was able to get the education loan. So the education loan amount approved for me was 27 lakhs 50,000. Yeah, 27.50. However, the exact amount was not credited to my account. Obviously, they do a lot of deductions. They deduct the application process fee. They impose a lot of insurances, and like there are certain things or certain deductions that happens, and I was happens usually. In my case, I was able to get just 25, approximately 25 lakhs, approximately 25 lakh in my account. I keep saying thousand, I'm sorry, because I'm used to calculate the currency in pounds now. So I was about to say 25,000 pounds, but no, it is 25 lakh. And that amount alone was not enough for me. That is when I had to use my savings. I did not have like huge savings. I've just had like 4 5 lakhs rupees saved from my job, and I used that amount to cover my air ticket, visa, and like accessories like laptop and all. So overall, my education loan plus my savings, I had to use, and overall it cost me around 32 to 33 lakhs rupees. Yeah, until, but again, as I said, this was just the amount that was in my account before I stepped into UK. But then again, I fell for a scam, and like I lost a lot of money. Not because it was stolen, but the accommodation that I had booked was fake, and I was homeless in UK for like 10 to 12 days, and I ended up spending more than what I had paid for that accommodation, because I was staying in hotels and all. So I'll make another video to cover that issue as well. But yeah, to summarize, it was actually my brother and my father, because of whom I got my education loan, because they became my financial applicants, loan co-applicants actually. Yeah. Plus I used my savings, and when I came here in October, and I started working. So I was able to help myself and cover my daily expenses with the help of that job. Yeah, that's all about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Don't be rude, because On my Instagram video also, I've received some really negative comments. Like, some people, they have an audacity to actually go to direct messages. Like, some people, they have an audacity to write like paragraphs, like really negative about my journey and all. And it really hurts. Please don't be rude, because that really hurts me. I keep thinking about it a lot of times, and I do not feel motivated to create and like post any kind of videos. But I really want to, because more than the negative comments, there are positive comments, and people wants to know more about it. So I'm gonna keep creating videos, informative videos about that. And as I said in the beginning of this video, I am everything that I've stated in this video is completely based on my personal experience. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want me to speak about anything else, like my experience in the UK in the university, please let me know. Okay.